All right, guys, so I'm going to discuss the performance aspect of this car and the history of what it is that I did to it. I started off with a mid-muffler delete. Then I went to straight pipes. And then I put the FLOWMASTERs on because the straight pipes were too loud. Then I upgraded the K&N performance drop-in filter. And then now we're starting to get into recent times now. I put the 275 back tires on. Then the Scat Pack PCM was added, and then most recently the Corsa Powercore intake. So, for argument's sake, I'm just going to rattle off the current performance pieces and how much they cost, and if they were actually worth it. So, the FLOWMASTER 40, that ran me about $500, and then it was $100 for the resonator deletes. Now, I live in New York, so a lot of prices are a little bloated. So you could obviously go to a place and get better prices than me. But if you want good work, you have to pay for it, especially here in New York. Every time I've tried to skimp out, it never panned out for me. So, all in all, the exhaust cost me $600. And I 100% think that it was worth every single penny. Just listening to the exhaust, it's the way that the car should actually come. When you step on the gas, it sounds so good. All right. From a performance perspective, it really didn't add any kind of improvements to what I was actually testing, which is 0 to 60 and 1/8 mile. But I'm sure there was some added horsepower for, the dyno and such. The next mod would be the 275 tires. Now, this is worth every penny. If you don't have bigger tires, you need to go out and get at least 275s on your stock rims. If you could go wider, go wider. I would go wider. The next time that I buy tires, I'm going to go 305. And if I still need more tire, then I'll just go out and get Hellcat rims, or I don't know what the game plan would be after that, but get as wide as you can, and if you have to, get some wheel spacers so that there's no rubbing, because these tires will help you run your best time almost all the time. It'll keep your car more consistent, and you'll be able to run better runs on crappier roads. So, sorry guys, it's like 95 degrees out. The next would be the PCM, and it cost $570 for the PCM. I know some people have shown me that they could get it even cheaper. I think it was $500. I saw 500 and maybe a little bit more. But for argument's sake, whatever. It's $570, $180 installation. So we'll call it $800 for the PCM upgrade, which takes advantage of the exhaust that I initially had. And then I went out and got a Corsa. The Corsa was $280. Now, as expected, the air intake doesn't really do that much because the stock air intake is really efficient. However, the Corsa air intake sounds unbelievable, and I am sure it added a few more ponies at the very, very top. So when this thing does go on the dyno, because I will be bringing it to the dyno in a few months, it will it'll have nicer numbers, hopefully. So all the additions that I've done so far are going to come together as I continue piecing more and more parts together. It'll all just come together. And the reason why I make, I do one part at a time and test, is because I know a lot of you guys are like me. We're not made of money. We want to test out the parts, see how they affect the car. And that's pretty much what I do. I put the part in, do some 0 to 60s, tell you what to expect and if it's going to affect your car, how it affects the car, and you can make your decision after that. I'm happy to do it, and I will continue doing it as this car continues upgrading. So that's pretty much what's happening with the car performance-wise. Obviously, I need to do a couple of visual modifications, but that's going to happen once the car performance-wise is in a good place. So, all right, guys, have a great weekend.